Hey guys, what is up? Today I come to you yet with another weekly review of the Ancient Magnus Rite, and we are at episode 2. And I'm really digging this series. Like, I feel as if I'm part of the magic. Like, the magic that's happening all around, and it just draws the audience and it draws me in. And with Studio, I hope you continue doing what you're doing with the series, because if you do, if you are consistent with the storyline, the characters, the settings, the entire atmosphere, the animation, just everything about this show, I swear this may be just one of the best shows of fall. I wouldn't say overall the best show of 2017, but for fall it will be one of the best shows there is, as long as Wit Studio is consistent in what they're doing, because so far I'm liking what I'm seeing. Now we know that Chise was bought by Elias back in the first episode, and she became his apprentice, and also she is his bride, his fiance. So he's going to teach her to become a mage, because mages are like a dying species, the way they're putting it. So they need to continue on with the tradition. So we also know the setting is in England. They are at least on the west side of England. And so what Elias did was brought her into the city, and so that people don't get afraid of him, because while he does have a human body, his head is not that of a human, so he had to disguise himself. And I say his human appearance is not too shabby. I like his human appearance very much. So he brought her to this shop where he has an old-time friend by the name of Angelica, and she herself is also a mage, but she is a Magnus craft artificer, someone who creates basically tools or uses gems, who manipulates items with magic. And I really like Angelica, and I hope to see more of her, because I saw her in OVA. And I'm glad that they brought her back, because I believe she's going to, help Chise in her development as being a mage, as well as being a Slegbegi. Because remember, a Slegbegi, they're capable of using magic, but for the fact that they're not capable of seeing mystical beings, is very rare. And so Chise is a rare person within her line of Slegbegis. So what she did in this episode was actually show Chise like the first step of how to use magic, because for the fact that she's there and that she's connected with Elias means that she has the potential. And it seems that she has a lot of potential, because what she did was give her a piece of gem, and she says what you're supposed to do is craft it into what you want, say like for one of your favorite flowers. Now we also got a glimpse into Chise's background, and of course we know her background is pretty sad. But if you never saw the OVAs, the anime will be able to go a bit into who she is prior to meeting Elias and her becoming an apprentice. So we saw that for the fact of her abilities of seeing these mystical creatures, seeing the unseenable through the human naked eye, it's caused her problems in the past. And we even had a point where in her background, her mother must have found out that her daughter was capable of seeing these things, and she even noted that, I wish I never gave birth to you. And she ended up killing herself. And that's when Chise was at a young age, and she remembered being in this field of flowers, what they call it, poggies, or poppies. And that's how she managed to manifest the crystal, the gem, into this kind of small area of what she envisioned in her mind from her memories. So Angelica was surprised by this, and also the viewers yourself will be surprised at this, because you never would expected her to have this much power. So through the course of this show, which will be like 24 episodes, as the way I'm seeing it, it's slow, but I like it because it gives room for development and consistent storytelling, so we don't have to rush throughout it and get a better understanding of this world and get a better understanding of the characters themselves. So this gives room for Chise to actually develop, because she has like a lot of potential. She possibly has a lot of power, and she's going to be very capable of when she does become a full-fledged mage. So while they're at it, We also come up to the fact that there was like a priest that was also introduced into this episode by the name of Simon. So he understands, magic exists in the world, even though he does not use it and he's just a priest in the church. He has connections with Elias, and also he's asking something of him due to favors in their past. And it's not until we get to the end of the episode, like, I was blown away by the animation and the art in this episode. I think I'm going to be blown away every single week by this show. It wasn't until the end of this episode that actually, it never really occurred to me, but when you're dealing with magic, you gotta have dragons. You have to have dragon. You can't have magic and there isn't dragons. So she was taken by someone who's capable of controlling a dragon, and they were in Iceland. So for their honeymoon, throughout the episode, Elias was saying that I'm going to take you on our honeymoon, and he brought her to Iceland to look at the landscape and everything. It looks so fantastic from artistic view, and all of a sudden she's taken by this dragon and this person that's riding on the dragon, and he's going to take her to the last land of dragons. So from the way they were describing it, basically they are the remaining dragons, and possibly there was like thousands more years ago, but they have died out due to whatever the cause may be. Now this is just my guess, and for the fact that the last remaining few is in Iceland means that they are of a dying species, just like mages all over the world. So this was yet another amazing episode. I'm really loving the pacing of it. I'm really loving just everything about this show, and I cannot wait for next week's episode. I know I said I was going to do a 3-episode ruling, but from these past 2 episodes, you can guess I'm going to continue with it because I really want to see how this story is going to develop later on. So if you saw this week's episode of The Ancient Magnus Bride episode 2, do tell me in the comment section below on how you felt about this week's episode. Also, what do you think about overall, how well do you think this series is so far by the past 2 episodes? If you are a manga reader, of course, do not leave any spoilers, but do tell me your thoughts on how you felt about how well Wit Studio is adaptating this show from the manga source. The links are in the description box, so you guys can go check that out. And I'm Kimi-chan of Anime Legends Podcast, and I will see you guys later. Bye!